Hey guys, how the heck are ya? Today I am doing monthly favorites, and these are miscellaneous monthly favorites. So they're a little bit different than a lot of other people's favorites, mainly because I tell you exactly what my favorites are for the specific things like lipsticks, lip color, nail color, fragrance at the beginning of the month, so that you can go get those products and use them all month and enjoy them all month rather than tell you at the end. And then my other Bath and Body kind of miscellaneous hair care products that I play around with during the week, I tell you what those are every single week in my weekly favorites videos. And so there's just no need to kind of rehash all those things. I'm just going to talk about different things in my monthly favorites than I talked about on the rest of the month. So, just in case you're new to my channel, the first thing I want to talk about are things that I have had on my iPod Nano this month. And one of those things is music, of course. And this is new music for me. This is music that I came across, I don't know, a while ago, but I've really been trying to listen to it this month so I can really get familiar with it. And some of you might enjoy it as well, particularly if you enjoy kind of finding new artists or new types of music, or you just like to listen to things that not everybody else is listening to, or you like to introduce other people to something new, just like I do. So the artist is called Mixer, M-I-X-R, and the album is called Chords. And the main song that I started listening to, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but it's like Zerxon or something like that. It's Z-R-X-O-N. The whole album is basically, I don't know, it's kind of, music that's kind of mixed and melded together. Some of it is kind of dubstep, and some of it is just kind of mixed, and some of it feels a lot like, something you would hear from, a DJ spinning records, and they're all a little bit different. So the one that first kind of got my attention and got me thinking, yeah, I really need to, get a little more familiar with this album because I have it, is this one. And I'm just going to play a little bit for you now. Like I said, it's new music. It may not be for everybody, but a lot of people can appreciate, listening to something they've never heard before. So that's the song that got my attention, and all of the songs on the album are very different. There'll be one or two that have a similar feel or similar vibe, but they're all just extremely different. And something most of you probably don't know, I mean, unless you're somebody who knows me in real life, is that I was a dancer for years. I started dancing at the age of 2. I taught dance for over 10 years. I have a long history with dance. And choreography is my favorite thing. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I'm good at it. And I dream in choreography sometimes. When I'm not being creative enough in my normal life, I will dream full choreography, entire shows with music included, music that's not real music. My brain comes up with music, all that kind of thing. And so there's sometimes I'll hear music that's maybe a little bit different than what's on the radio or whatever, and choreography just starts flowing in my brain, and that song does that for me. There's so many different types of choreography, like different types of dance that, I can imagine flowing throughout that song, that my creative brain just really gets fired up when that song comes on. And that's what got my attention when I listened to it the first time anyway. And so then I started listening to the other songs, and I just enjoy finding new music and new artists and new albums. So if you are like me, that might be something you would be interested in. Just by the way, I'm going to link everything down in the information bar like everybody does, just so you can find it easily. So I will link you to where I found it down in the information bar, and if you're interested, then add it to your iPhone or your iTunes or whatever you use to listen to, and let me know what you think of it after you've listened to the whole album and get familiar with it. Okay, so that's music. Television. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, and kind of insert a scrolling list of what I have been watching this month in. But one thing I can tell you is, let's see, Real Housewives of Orange County ended during the month, so I was watching that, but that's over. Super Soul Sunday has started back up, so I am watching that now. And Once Upon a Time just started this past weekend again, and so I'm watching that again. And I am up to date. I was going to say I finished House of Cards, but House of Cards isn't done. We're just waiting for the next season. So I'm completely up to date on House of Cards, and so I started watching The Guild. And so again, I will link everything down below for you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and insert a scrolling list of all of the programming that I've been watching here. So if you watch any of the same shows, or if you are looking at that list and thinking, you know what, she likes a lot of this kind of thing, I really think she would like this show, and you have something you want to recommend to me, then please do that in the comments. Or if you're watching any of those same shows and you guys want to talk about them, we can talk about them here, or we can tweet about them when they're on, or whatever you guys want to do. I'm on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff too, so if you guys want to interact in relation to that, then that would be fun, and I would enjoy it. And let's see, movies. I don't really have a favorite movie for this month. I'm still going through the seasons of the Flintstones. I have skipped quite a few weeks with that. I've been playing catch up on some other things, and so just haven't gotten. I keep a running to-do list, and I keep my entertainment on my to-do list, just like I keep the things that my required activities on my to-do list. And I work through that stuff in order, or in order of importance. And so if I'm really behind on work or something, then the entertainment kind of gets not pushed to the side because I leave it on my list, but it takes longer to get to it. So I haven't watched that in a while, but that's basically what I'm still kind of working on as far as it's not a movie, but as far as putting a DVD into the DVD player and watching something. I also just watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the first one, the original one, which is the best one in my opinion. And we just watched that while we were traveling recently, so that was fun. Hocus Pocus is back on. They just, did a little marathon of it on TNT or one of those stations. And I did record it so that we could be watching it with my niece as well, because that was on while we were on vacation, and so we got to watch snippets of it, but there wasn't really time to sit and watch the whole thing. So that is back. I'm really excited for the month of October for all of the Halloween specials to come out. I'm kind of surprised more of them haven't already, actually. Typically the whole month of September is Halloween related shows as well, but they seem to be pushing those back a little bit. The last 2 years, I think they did. Not seeing as much of that stuff. So really for movies, I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but anything that I've mentioned, I will list down below if you are looking for it, or you really should check the links that I put down there, because a lot of times I have free stuff down there that you guys can download for free. And if you don't ever check it, you won't ever know. Right? So anyway, anything that I mentioned that I can find, I will link down below. And the next thing I want to talk about are some stationery related things, because a lot of people went back to school in September, and I don't know, I think a lot of us get geeked up about like colored pencils and sticky tabs and new pens and pretty paper and notepads and all that kind of stuff, and I am no different. So a couple new items, or items that are new to me, that were sent to me to try. The first one is this pencil. It's a mechanical pencil, and it's by Papermate. It's a number 2 pencil, which it looks like the standard number 2 pencils, right? It's a 1.3 millimeter lead tip, so it's a little bit, it's one of the kind of thicker lead tips. You know, whether you have an opinion about the, you know, how thick the lead tip is or not, I find that the thicker they are, the less likely they are to break when you're writing. But what I like about it, there's 2 things I really like about it. One is that the tip here is an actual eraser, so you can erase. And I also like that, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's actually shaped in a triangle. It's not round. And that makes it very easy to hold. If you hold your pencils properly, you know, with the proper finger positioning, it actually makes it really easy to hold. It is a little bit, I don't want to say, I mean, it's not thick, it's not really fat, but, you know, it's a little thicker than some pencils, so for someone who likes something a little bit thicker around, it makes it easier for you to hold on to or to write with. You will appreciate that. But it really just makes it easy because, you know, your fingers fit right on those flat edges, and then you can put your middle finger either on the 3rd flat edge or down on the smooth round part if that's more comfortable, you know, whichever you prefer. But it just makes it really easy to hold on to. It's kind of ergonomically correct, is a little bit of the idea behind it. So that's the first thing. The next item are markers, and these are markers that I'm familiar with. It's the Mr. Sketch scented markers. So here is one. This one happens to be blueberry. It's one of those kind of wide, sort of fat markers. The original scents are raspberry, watermelon, cherry, orange, banana, mint, apple, fruit punch, blueberry, which is this one, grape, cinnamon, and licorice. What I'm interested in is that they have a box that is movie night scents, which I think is super duper fun. So they have one, so the scents are blue slushy, chocolate mint, hard candy, root beer, buttery popcorn, and nacho cheese. So this one up here is what the box looks like. Right there is what the box looks like for the movie night style ones. So you might be able to go out and find those. And those are the scents. And then this is the original ones. And, I mean, they're just fun. It's a fun, simple thing. We overload our kids these days with too much grown-up stuff. We're expecting too much from them in school too early, I think, too. You know, we're expecting them to do things like read before their brains have even, you know, grown to the point that they can identify symbols at this age. I mean, we're expecting, like, preschoolers to be able to read. And just, I don't know, we're bombarding them with technology, and they don't know how to socialize because we don't know how to socialize anymore, you know, just all that kind of stuff. And I really feel like it's just simple things, like simple, pretty colored markers that smell good, that are really, you know, it's the simple things in life that really make us happy. And so this is just something that I think is really fun, and, you know, it appeals to their senses, their vision, it appeals to their olfactory senses, and, you know, it's just fun. It's just a fun thing. It inspires them to be creative. So this is the kind of thing I'm all about right now. So anyway, I'm interested in finding, I'm not sure where to find the, you know, boxes of them. I really need to go out and start looking, but I really am interested in the movie night ones. I think those are fun. So that's something. And then the last thing I want to talk about is a food item, and this was also sent to me to try. It is a Kroger brand item, so, you know, the Kroger stores include, like, I mean, there's all kinds of stores that fall within the same ownership as Kroger stores. I think Ralph's does, and there's a bunch. Anyway, so if any of the stores that are a part of the Kroger's, chains of stores should have something similar, probably, with whatever that store brand name is. But anyway, it's the chocolatey dipped chewy chocolate chip granola bars. And the box looked like this. Okay, so, these were sent to me with the idea that these make a really good snack item to kind of throw in your child's lunch, which is debatable in a lot of ways, okay? But for me, if you're wanting like a chocolatey treat that is not going to be, 350 calories, this is the good way to go. And these are actually, I've had a lot of granola bars over the years because I am, I was kind of a preteen or a tween or a teenager when granola bars, this type of granola bar, really kind of came out on the market as a pre-packaged, individually packaged, item with chocolate in it, covered in chocolate, that kind of thing. So I've had a lot of those over the years, and I really actually believe that these are my favorite. I think they have different types, but these were just sent to me, so these were the ones I tried. And there's 140 calories per bar. There's 3.5 grams of saturated fat. Now, we know saturated fat isn't great, but, if people are eating this crap anyway, so if you're eating the junk anyway, then, let's just be honest about it and, choose the one that you like. 65 milligrams of sodium, 12 grams of sugars. Let's see, the types of sugars looks like it just has regular sugar, there's honey in there, there's molasses in there. There is, obviously there's semi-sweet chocolate chips, so those have sugar in them as well. There is some high fructose corn syrup. There is some brown sugar. Yeah. So I think that covers all of the ingredients that would have some type of sugar in it or is a type of sugar. There is also 2 grams of protein in these, though, so that's good. And there's also 1 gram of dietary fiber. There are no trans fats, no polyunsaturated fats, and no there's 1 gram of monounsaturated fat. Okay, so anyway, if you're in the market for this type of thing, or even if on occasion you allow yourself to have, a treat, whether it be like once a month or something, and you're pretty strict about that kind of thing, but you want something that actually tastes good, you don't, you want to make it count when you have your one thing, then this is something I would recommend, because they do taste really good, and I do feel like they are the best tasting granola bars that I have had. Chocolate is the best flavored chocolate. There's the right, just the right amount of it, not only inside but outside, and yeah, I think you would enjoy it. Alright, I think that's it for this time. So, just a few little things, but I think they're, things that I would recommend to other people and things that other people can appreciate and enjoy. So, and might be things that you haven't seen yet out on the market, which is kind of what I'm all about, right? So, don't forget to check down below, comment, let me know what your favorites were for the month. Or if you've seen, especially if you've anything, like if you've seen these, if you've seen these anywhere, then let me know where you saw them at. And I hope you had an amazing month, and I hope October is even better. And stay tuned, because the next video that is going up are my lip picks for the month of October. See you next time. Bye.